In a stunning royal moment that has gripped Denmark and touched hearts far beyond its borders, Queen Mary of Denmark, elegant, graceful, and remarkably composed, made a deeply emotional and symbolic gesture toward Queen Margrethe, the former monarch who reigned with distinction for over 5 decades. The moment, brief yet powerful, took place in the heart of Copenhagen and has since sparked nationwide conversation, admiration, and speculation. This was no ordinary royal display. What appeared on the surface as a private exchange between two queens, one reigning, one retired, has revealed itself to be far more. A quiet, graceful, and intentional message that underscores the profound bond between a queen consort turned queen regnant and her formidable predecessor. Queen Mary, now reigning beside King Frederik X, demonstrated in that moment a respect for legacy, a reverence for tradition, and a vision for the monarchy that could very well shift Denmark's royal future in new and unexpected directions. It happened on a spring afternoon, at a gathering not marked by pomp or ceremonial extravagance but by a quietly charged emotional resonance. The cameras caught it. Queen Mary, dressed in soft pastel silk, her posture regal yet relaxed, approached Queen Margrethe with a look of gratitude and affection that seemed to transcend formalities. She extended her hand, not just as a courtesy, but as a deliberate, tender tribute. Then came the gesture that stopped the room, a deep nod of the head, more intimate than a curtsy, more powerful than words. Queen Mary, standing not as the younger royal but as an equal, and yet still, with humility, acknowledged Queen Margrethe in a gesture that mirrored deep love, gratitude, and a silent pact of continuity. What did it mean? And why has this one gesture triggered an avalanche of reactions from palace insiders, royal watchers, and citizens across Denmark? To understand its weight, we must explore the profound relationship between the two queens, the changing face of the Danish monarchy, and the emotional undercurrents that have shaped Queen Mary's reign since the abdication. Mary Elizabeth Donaldson's path to Danish royalty is the stuff of modern fairy tales. Born in Tasmania, Australia, her journey from ordinary citizen to crown princess was already extraordinary. But it is her transformation into a beloved Queen of Denmark that has captivated the public in ways that few could have foreseen. Marrying Crown Prince Frederik in 2004, Mary quickly won the hearts of the Danish people with her elegance, intelligence, and unshakable composure. But perhaps her most defining quality has been her sense of duty, an almost sacred commitment to Denmark, its culture, its traditions, and its people. Over the years, Queen Mary has evolved from a foreign-born princess finding her place, to a leader in philanthropy, a fashion icon, and an advocate for social change. But through it all, her guiding light remained Queen Margrethe. The two women, though different in origin and era, share a deep mutual respect. Queen Margrethe, known for her intellect and strength, saw in Mary a kindred spirit, a woman not only prepared for the crown but deeply worthy of it. When Queen Margrethe announced her abdication in early 2024, after 52 years on the throne, it stunned the world. Though whispers had circulated for years, no one anticipated that she would make such a monumental decision at the New Year's levee. And yet, as always, her decision was both thoughtful and selfless. Stepping down in favor of her son, Frederik, was not just an act of maternal love. It was a deliberate transition designed to ensure a smooth generational handover, to secure the future of the Danish monarchy. But in her abdication, Queen Margrethe passed on more than a title. She passed on a legacy, and that legacy found its embodiment in Mary. Queen Mary's reign began not with grand declarations, but with quiet strength. Her first speeches were measured, inclusive, and deeply human. Her appearances, whether in Copenhagen's grand halls or among Danish children in community centers, have carried the grace of someone who knows the gravity of her new role. But it was her recent gesture to Queen Margrethe that crystallized her vision for the future. Observers were quick to note that Mary's nod was not one of submission, it was one of reverence. She was saying, "I honor where I come from. I honor who shaped me." In doing so, she was affirming a monarchy that is not defined by power, but by continuity, love, and mutual support. And in that moment, Queen Mary signaled something far greater, a monarchy that evolves, but never forgets. Within hours of the footage being released, social media in Denmark exploded with emotional commentary. Hashtags like #TalkMargrethe, thank you, Margrethe, and #Queen Mary moment began trending across platforms. "She didn't have to do that," one user wrote. But she did, and that's why she's our queen. Another wrote, "We are witnessing history, not in speeches or declarations, but in gestures." This is how queens speak. Politicians, cultural leaders, and historians weighed in too. Many praised Queen Mary for her ability to fuse tradition with heartfelt authenticity. Others saw the gesture as a masterstroke of diplomacy, consolidating public trust in the new reign while strengthening the legacy of the old. According to palace insiders, the relationship between Queen Mary and Queen Margrethe remains deeply respectful and affectionate. Sources close to the royal household revealed that the gesture was not staged, it came from Mary's heart. Queen Mary did not inform the protocol office, one insider revealed. It was entirely spontaneous, and Queen Margrethe, you could see, was visibly moved. Another member of the inner circle added, "Mary has always had deep admiration for Margrethe. This was her way of showing it, not for the cameras, but for the legacy." It was personal. The footage shows Queen Margrethe's face in that moment, serene, touched, and quietly proud. She smiled. Not the rehearsed royal smile, but the one only a mother and mentor could give. It was as though, in that second, the former monarch knew her legacy was safe. Safe in the hands of the woman she had once welcomed into the royal family as a daughter-in-law. Safe in the embrace of a new generation that cherishes the past, while courageously forging ahead. In the grand history of monarchy, gestures often speak louder than decrees. And Queen Mary's recent act may one day be remembered as a turning point, not because it changed laws or titles, but because it captured a deeper shift in royal consciousness. Here is a queen who leads not by command, but by connection. Who understands that in modern monarchy, symbolism is power, and that the greatest strength a royal can wield is humility. Queen Mary's gesture may not have been rehearsed, but it was certainly historic. In that second of tribute, she bound herself to the heart of Denmark, to its people, and to its royal legacy in a way no policy or proclamation ever could. It is also worth noting the united front that Queen Mary and King Frederik present. Their reign has so far been marked by cohesion, warmth, and authenticity. While Frederik brings his calm intellect and quiet charisma, Mary brings passion, elegance, and a sharp global awareness. Together, they are setting the tone for a 21st century monarchy, modern, connected, and deeply human. This moment with Queen Margrethe only affirms what many have already believed, that Queen Mary is not just fit to be queen, she is already defining what modern royalty should be. As Denmark steps into this new era, the world watches with admiration and curiosity. Can a monarchy built on centuries-old traditions still speak to modern hearts? If Queen Mary's gesture is any indication, the answer is a resounding yes. Because in one simple, emotional moment, free from pageantry or performance, a queen reminded us all that grace, gratitude, and humility still reign supreme. And the nation responded. As Queen Mary and King Frederik continue their reign, the Danish people remain hopeful and engaged. The monarchy has become more than an institution, it has become a reflection of the nation's spirit. Mary's moment with Queen Margrethe was not just a tribute. It was a promise that love and leadership, memory and modernity, can indeed walk hand in hand. And that in Denmark, the crown rests not just on a head, but in the hearts of its people. What do you think this emotional gesture means for the future of Denmark's monarchy? Is Queen Mary setting a new standard for royal leadership? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful stories from the royal world.